Yo, what up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. We're gonna continue learning STEM pre-calculus. Pre-calculus, but specifically for STEM students, apparently. We're gonna continue, I believe, is this a sixth video? I'm pretty sure. Just look at the title. Anyways, subscribe, follow. All the links to the other channels are on the about description or about section on whichever channel you guys are viewing this on. Make sure you subscribe, follow, and YouTube Rumble will have the full video in case you miss it while I'm live streaming. All right, let's switch to overhead view and let me move this off to the side. Alright, so actually, let me show you the whole screen. Alright, so, okay, this is where we left off. We have 26 out of 681 topics completed. I did do a, what's it called, a knowledge check, a test or exam, whatever, and I mastered 26 lessons. So out of the ones that I had learned, I learned all of those. Plus, it gave me questions on other stuff, and apparently I mastered 26 of them. And then I believe he said three lessons have to be repeated or some shit from the test. But I'm pretty sure it's stuff that we didn't do together. So yeah, some of the stuff I had to quickly like teach you guys. Um, and some of them I just put I don't know, that way we could go through the lessons together. Anyways, before we get to actually doing it, let me remember to switch to this scene here and then check my tablet, see if everything's working correctly. Alright. Did I say hello? Hello? Hello everyone. Alright, erase. Looks like everything's working. Let me make the eraser bigger. Alright. We are good to go. Alright. Let's look at the timeline. Let's see, I haven't done anything since for like 2 days or some shit, right? Alright, we have 26 done. We've done mostly A and B, and we started on graphs and functions. Continue the path. Alright. We are on algebra and geometry review for the slice. Topic name is using distribution and combining like terms to simplify univariate. Alright. Hello, doggo. Mr. Bane. Cute ass dog. Anyways, where was I? I was gonna check something. Let me check the stream to see everything is alright. Yeah, we're good to go. Alright, simplify. 4 in parentheses w plus 3 minus 6w explanation. So we use the distributive property to remove the parentheses. Okay, distribute the 4. Write subtraction as addition of a negative. Alright. So we're just in parentheses this, and then adding a plus in between. Alright. Y. Using the commutative property to rearrange terms. Alright. Combining like terms, minus 2w and the 4w equals negative 2w plus 12. Combining like terms. But you could just skip all the way down to here. If you guys can, after you distribute and you have 4w plus 12 minus 6w, just immediately combine like terms right here. The minus 6w and the 4w. What's left over is the minus 2w. Now, let's see. Putting it in the front is usually like when you're usually gonna want to put like whatever's attached to the variable in the front. Now if there's a variable like w squared, that goes in the front of the 2w. um, just basically rearrange that, the highest exponent on the left side and so on. um, that's only when you're trying to simplify this kind of equation though. Anyways, let's do this one. Alright. Would you like many viewers come in viewzbot.com? No fucking thank you. No bots. No bots allowed. And no bot promoters either. Actually, let me I'm a block. Add to block list. There we go. There we go. Alright. 2w in parentheses y plus 4 ending parentheses minus 5y, and we're simplifying this. Alright, so this gets converted to 2y plus 8 minus 5y. Alright, combine like terms. We're gonna keep the 8 on the right side, and then we're gonna move the, let's see, negative is bigger than the positive 2, so we're just gonna put negative right here. 5 minus 2 is 3. 3y is left over. Plus 8 is the answer. Alright, just in your head, just know that you have to rearrange shit. Alright, make it look pretty. Okay, minus 3 y plus 8. Alright, check. Correct. Next. Alright. Erase this shit. I knew I was forgetting something. I'm like, something's missing. Ooh, Seasons of the Sun. Alright. Now for you guys, it's gonna be muted, so you guys put whatever music you guys want on the background. Alright, I want to avoid getting copyrighted for everything. It's just annoying seeing copyright right there when I look at my videos and shit. That even the live stream ones, whatever. Alright. Negative 4 in parentheses u plus 1 plus 5. Alright, distribute it. It's going to be negative 4u minus 4 plus 5. Alright, so now we're distributing, combining like terms. Minus 4u, and then the plus 1, because this. So that's the answer right there. Negative 4u plus 1. Alright, and then we skip on to the next one. Continue. Alright, let's see. We're doing algebra and geometry review. Topic name, product rule with positive exponents univariate. We're multiplying, basically distributing everything. Simplify your answer as much as possible. Explanation. we must do the multiplication 6y to the third power times negative 2y to the fifth power. We can rewrite this product as follows. Alright, so it's just breaking it down. Digit, variable, digit in parentheses because of the negative, and variable. So 6, basically just multiply focus on the digits, then the variables. So that's going to be negative 12 y times these exponents. You're just going to add the exponents together. That's how you actually multiply it, because you multiply y and y, it just stays the same. Okay, so negative 12y to the 8th power is the answer. Alright, you don't really have to write anything down, but we're gonna. I am listening to crap. Santo and Johnny. The song is called Sleepwalk. Alright. So, focus on the digits first. They're both negative, so it's going to equal a positive. Well, 7 times 2, 14. Alright, now put down the v. So, remember, we're multiplying the v and the v to the 9th power, right? We're just adding the exponents. So, v has one exponent, and 9 plus 1 is 10. So, it's 14 to the 10th power. And I'm hoping I got this one right. We'll see. V to the 10th power. Yeah, we got it right. Next. Alright. Two y to the third power negative 4y all to the this to the 6th power. Okay, so it's gonna be a negative. It was 4 times 2, 8. Alright, we bring down the y. Now it's y to the 6th and then y to the 3rd. We add those together. 6 plus 3 equals 9. So the answer is right now. Okay. We got that right. Next one. Alright, evaluating a slice name is in Algebra and Geometry Review. Topic name is evaluating a quadratic expression, integers. Evaluate the expression when y equals minus 3. So y squared plus 8y. So there's 3 terms, minus 7. We substitute minus 3 for y. We're plugging it in. We're given the y variable. So all we're doing is plugging it in and just solving it. Negative 22 is the answer. Okay, so the negative 3 squared is 9. The 8 times negative 3 is negative 24, and then minus 7. We combine these two. Alright, so negative 31, right? And then minus 9. So minus 1, that's 30. And then minus 8, that's 22. Minus 22, or negative 22. Alright, let's do this one. Alright, so m, we gotta remember m equals negative 6. Now we got m squared plus 5m minus 3. Alright, now we're plugging in negative 6 squared plus 5 times negative 6 minus 3. Now, a negative squared is always positive. 6 times 6 is 36. Alright, a negative and a positive multiplied is going to be a negative. So what is 5 times 6? 30. Alright, minus 3. So now it's either, we could do it like this. 36 minus 36 minus 3. Okay, so this is 6 minus 3, which equals 3. 3 is the answer. All right. Are we feeling smarter now, you guys? Are we understanding this review? Excuse me. Who put the bomb, put the bomb, put the bomb, who put the bam and the ram lam ding dong? Who put the bomb and the bop, she bop, she bop. Plus 7c plus 7, and then we're given the c equals 2. Alright, so 2 squared plus 7 times 2 plus 7. 2 squared is 4. Plus, with 7 times 2, 14. Plus 7. Alright, now it's just adding everything. Alright, so the 7 plus 4 is 11. 14 plus 14, 11 plus 14 is 25. Right? Yeah, 25 is the answer. Alright, this is easy review. Alright. Graphs and functions. Topic name is table for a linear function. So we're doing the line. Alright. The function f is defined by the following rule. F of x equals negative 2x plus 3. Complete the function table. So we're given an x value and we need to figure out f of x, which is y. Alright, the x, y. You can replace f of x with y if you want, but it's the same shit. Table gives inputs and their corresponding outputs f of x. We plug in a value of x, evaluate it, f of x using the rule, and then write the output in the table. So we're given a negative 4. We just basically go through the whole chart and solve it. So negative 4. I'm probably not gonna write all of this shit because again, time. I hate fucking wasting time. Negative 4. Let's see. Plug it in here. Negative 4 and 2 is positive 8 plus 3, 11. 0. Alright, so 3. 0 plus 3 equals 3. 1. Negative 2 plus 3 equals 1. 3. Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6 plus 3, which is negative 3, and so on. Alright. Let's do it. Alright, we're given f of x, x plus 1. So plug in negative 5 for x, x plus 1. So negative 5 plus 1 is negative 4. Let me erase this shit so people don't get confused. Alright. We're just using our heads here, you guys. I'm just gonna say what you guys have to do. Alright. Plug in -2 to x plus 1. -1 is left over. Alright. 0 plus 1 is 1. 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 plus 1 is 6. Check. And that's all we do. Easy. Next. Alright. -2 times 3 is -6. Plus 3 is -3. 0 plus 3 is 3. Alright. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. Alright. 3 times 3 is 9. Plus 3 is 12. Alright. 4 times 3 is 12. Plus 3 equals 15. Check. Alright. G of x. Alright, so g of x is over here. We have to figure out what this equals by plugging in x. The x values are over here. We have to do it one at a time. So -1 times -2 is +2 plus 1 equals 3. Alright, 0 plus 1 is 1. 3 times -2 is -6 plus 1 is -5. Alright. 4 times -2 is -8. Plus 1 is -7. Alright. -5 and 2, that's -10. Plus 1 equals -9. Alright, good. Keep at it. Sweet. Alright, algebra and geometry review. Is a slice, topic name, multiplying binomials with leading coefficients greater than 1. Alright, so we're multiplying this by the FOIL method. Alright, hopefully you guys remember that from the previous videos. Product of these two is then equal to the sum of these terms. Okay, whatever. First distribute it, so 40x squared minus 15x minus 8x plus 3, and then combine these like terms right here, equals -23x plus 3, and you're done. That's all it's asking for. Use the FOIL, finish it, and then input it. Alright, let me click here. Alright, I'm listening to Rockin' Robin right now. And the Oreo. Oh shit. Rocks in the treetop all day long. Hopping and bopping and singing this song. Rockin' Robin. Tweet, tweet to Rockin' Robin. Alright. In parentheses, 5c minus 1. Alright, and then second parentheses, 3c plus 8. Alright. Alright, so we're doing this one first. That's 15c squared. Alright, if you guys can hopefully see that. Now we're doing 5c and 8. Alright, so that's going to be a positive for sure. What is 8 times 5? 40. 40c. Alright, now we're doing this one. Negative, that's going to be a negative for sure. And that's going to be 3c. Alright, I forgot to put a c right here. And now we have to do the -1 and the 8. That's going to be -8. Combine like terms down here. 15c squared. Now we subtract 3 from 40. That's going to be 37. Alright, so that's going to be plus still 37c minus 8. And that's our answer. All right. 15c squared 37. Oh wait, plus 37c. All right. Just making sure the spacing is correct when I'm typing it. Plus 37c minus, or yeah, minus 8. All right. Checking, and we got it. Next. All right. See what I mean? This is why when I upload it onto like Rumble or YouTube, I put it under like gaming, because I see this as a game. It's like a super simplified game. You're trying to level up basically, or get through different levels. All right. So that is 3a plus 2. Second parentheses is 7a plus quattro. Alright, we're doing this one first. 7 times 3 is 21. A squared. Now we're doing this one. 3 times 4 is 12. So that's plus 12a. Now we're doing this one. What is positive 7 plus, times positive 2? That's 14. So it's going to be plus 14 u, or a, starting to look like. Alright, there we go. Now we're doing the 2 and the 4. So 2 times 4 is 8. So we're going to put plus 8. Combine the like terms. 21a squared. Plus, what is 14 plus 12, you guys? That is 26a plus 8. Ugum, ugum, bugum, bugum, ugum, now baby, catching a spell on me. Ugum, ugum, bugum, 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 now baby, catching a spell on me. You got me doing funny things like a clown. Girl, look at me. Oh shit, wait. There we go. Almost forgot it. Plus 8. There we go. 21a squared plus 26a plus 8. Alright, another good song. Brenton Wood, Ugum Bugum. I guess this live stream's gonna be not just doing math, just randomly listening to my horrible singing of like oldies, and then me recommending songs. It's pretty chill, like when you guys are doing homework and listening to this. Relaxing. Alright, x plus 4. Second parentheses, 4x minus 1. Excuse me. So we're doing this one first. So that's going to be 4x squared. Then we're doing this one. Negative x. Alright. There's an invisible 1 in front. Then we're doing this one. So that's going to be a positive 16x. Alright. 4 times 4 is 16. Now we're doing this one. Ah. Goddamn. Now we're doing 4 and negative 1. That's going to be a negative quattro. Combine like terms. Alright. 15x is left over. Minus 4. That is the answer right there, you guys. 4x squared plus 15 minus 4. Checking it. Oh! Did I type it in wrong? Yeah, I forgot the x. Yep. Yep. Fucked up. Ooh, another good song. Cherry Bomb by John Mellencamp. Alright. Now we gotta do one more of these problems. Alright. 3 minus 2c. And then 5 plus 8c. Alright, so now we're doing this one. 3 and 5. That's 15. 3 times 5 is 15. And now we're doing this one over here. 8 times 3 is 24. So plus 24 c. Then we're doing these two. That's going to be what is minus negative 2 times 5 is negative 10 c. And then we're doing this last one right here. It's going to be negative 8 times negative 2 times 8 is negative 16. So negative 16 c squared, because there's two c's. So they just moved it, okay? So just do the same shit, combine like terms, and you can actually input it there. You don't have to shift, all right? I believe they're not gonna care for you switching the like the c squared to the beginning and shit. Anyways, 15 combine like terms. The 2c and the negative 10c is negative 8c is left over, and then negative minus 16c squared. All right, we're gonna input it just like this and see if that's what they want. There's no instructions or directions saying to move it around. So 15 minus 8c minus 16c squared. Check. No. Alright. Where'd I fuck up on? 15 minus 8c minus 16c squared. Alright, so let's move this shit. I guess it does want us to. Alright, so if we shift this, that's gonna equals negative 16c squared minus 8c minus 15, and then I think we could remove the damn it's gonna be plus, isn't it? Plus 15. Let's try that one. Let's try this one. We're gonna try this one. And then if I get it wrong again, we're gonna see what the explanation is. Because it's not telling me what to do. Alright, let me just make sure. I'll input it and got that incorrect. Alright. Let's see. My answer is negative 16c squared. So 14c. How did I get 8c? Alright, let's see. Ew, the 24. Yeah, I fucked up. Yeah, that was my fault. Alright, I messed up. Ah! It was the 3, the very first one. It's not 15. So the 3 and the 8 times 3 is 24. So, yeah, I fucked up right there. That was my bad. I know where I fucked up on. Alright. Now we got two fucking questions to do because I fucked up. 3x minus 4. For eternity. Eternity. Alright. 15x squared. And then negative 3x. Then negative 20x. Then positive 4. Combine like terms. Alright. Minus 23x plus 4. Alright. Easy. Alright. 15x squared minus 23x plus 4. Okay. Alright, here we go. Here we go, you guys. Let's not fuck this up. Alright. Five y plus 2. And then second parentheses, 7y plus 5. Alright. 5 and the 7, that's 35y squared. Then the 5 and the 5 is 25y. Now the 7 and 2 is 14y. And then the 2 and the 5 is 10. Alright, combine like terms. 35y squared. Everything's positive. So that's going to be positive 39y plus 10. And there we go. Alright. 35y squared plus 39. 39y plus 10 check. Alright, there we go. Yeah, we moved on to the next one. Alright, we got 5 topics learned. We're doing this one, or today's lessons are quicker. Alright. Let's see how much time I have. Alright. Alright, equations and inequalities. Solving a linear equation with several occurrences of the variable. Variables on both sides and 2 distributions. Alright. So we're distributing 2 sides. simplify your answer as much as possible. Okay. Alright. We can solve the equation as follows. So it's just the same shit but longer. It's just combining everything we did. Alright, so use distributive property to remove the parentheses from the first line. So now that equals negative 15y plus 10 plus y. Alright, so on the right side is negative 5y minus 5. And then we're just combining like terms right here. So negative 14y plus 10 on the left. And on the right, just bring it down. Subtract 10 from each side. Right here. We're trying to get y by itself. And then we're going to have to shift this y over here eventually. Alright, so negative 4y equals negative 5y minus 15, because we're subtracting 10. Just combine them together. Alright, so add 5y to each side. 5y to each side, so we get rid of the y on this side. So now it's negative 9y equals negative 15. Now in order to get y by itself, we're dividing it by negative 9 and then simplifying it. Two positives equal a negative when you multiply it or divide. So 15 over 9, and then simplify it. They both get divided by 3, or yeah, by 3. So 15 divided by 3 is 5, 9 divided by 3 is 3, and that's how we got y equals 5 over 3. Alright, let's do this shit. Solve for W. Taste your lips of wine anytime, night or day. Only trouble is a gee whiz. Okay, negative 3w plus 7. Alright, minus 3w. All that equals the right side 6 in parentheses w minus 6 minus 7. Whoa, that's a lot. Alright, left side first. Distribute this. That's going to be a positive 21w. Alright, and that's going to be negative 49. Alright, and then just bring down the negative 3w. And then you could either do the right side or you stay on the left side and just like simplify that. So combine like terms, this one and this one. Alright, subtract 3 from 21, that is 18w minus 49 equals, alright, equals this side. The right side is 6w minus 36 minus 7. Alright, so the 6w, there's only one w over here? Okay. So combine the negatives, negative 36 and negative 7 equals 43. So 6w minus 43. Alright, now let's get rid of let's get rid of the w. I mean, we're gonna have the w just left over on the right side over here. That's, we're gonna add 43 on both sides. So plus 43 and then plus 43. Alright, so on the right is gonna be 6w, and then on the left is gonna be 18w minus 6. Alright, that's what's gonna be left over. And then we're gonna divide the 6 on both sides, so we're gonna have w equals 18w minus 6 all over 6. So this is going to be the answer right here. Now, you looking at this, can you simplify it? Yes, I'm saying that it could be simplified by 3. So, let's just write it down over here. So, 18 divided by, well, actually, you can't divide that by 3, can you? 6, yeah. 6 times, 6 plus 6 is 12, plus 6 is 18. So, we could divide everything by 3. So, divide everything by 3. We get 6w minus, what is 6 divided by 3? That's 2. All over, what is 6 divided by 2? Again, 2. Alright, so these two are the same. Alright. Now let's see. Because we simplified it, let's do this. It's going to be a fraction. 6w minus 3. And then on the bottom, 2. Alright, we forgot the w right after 6. Oh, wait. Did we fuck up? Yeah, we did. Yep, I fucked up. We're not done. Well, we didn't do it right. Alright. Let's erase this. All this. Because I'm thinking of something else. Alright. Because we need W equals. Alright, so I fucked up. Alright. So we have left side and the right side simplified. So let's do this. We're gonna subtract we'll subtract 6w. Oh shit. Alright, we're gonna subtract 6w from both sides. Alright. So minus, god damn it, minus 6w. Alright, so now we have, let me scroll this up. We have 12w minus 49 equals negative 43. Then we're gonna have 12w equals, because we're gonna add 49 on both sides. Alright, so add 49 on both sides. What is 49 minus 43? That is 6. So 6 is going to be left over. Now W equals 6 divided by 12, which is equal to 1/2. Alright, so the answer is 1 over 2. Alright, now I did it right. See, I was like, I messed myself up doing the math the wrong way. Alright, so we need to seclude y. Alright. Okie dokie. Solve for y. 3 parentheses is y plus 6. Alright, and then right side equals negative. Jesus. Negative 4 in parentheses 5y minus 7, and then on the outside plus 9y. Alright, distribute. So 3y plus 18 equals, distribute the right side. Alright, negative 4 and 5, that's negative 20y. Negative 4 and negative 7 is positive 28. Alright, I forgot the y right here. Alright, now plus 9y, and then let's do this. 3y plus 18 equals, combine these like terms right here. Alright, so that's going to be a negative 11y plus 28. Alright, now what we're going to do is add 11y on both sides. So plus 11y plus 11y. Okay? I'm erasing it just to keep it clean. Alright, so on the left side, it's going to be 11 plus 3 is 14. 14y plus 18 equals 28. Alright, now we're going to subtract 18 from both sides. So 14y is by itself. 14y equals 28 minus 18 equals 10. Alright, so now we're going to have y equals 10 divided by 14. And that could be simplified by, let's see, if we do 2, that's going to be 5 over 7. So 7/5 is the answer. Ooh, great fucking song. Little Richard, Long Tongue Sally. Ooh, baby, have me some fun tonight. Yeah. You're tornado, baby. Yeah, oh, baby. Ooh, baby, have me some fun tonight. Yeah, I first heard it. I believe I heard it for the first time watching Predator, the first one, the first movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Awesome. All right. Hopefully the last one. So let's slow this down. Minus 2. I mean, like, hopefully it's the last one of these type of last problem for this lesson. That I'm slowing down so I can get it correctly and I don't have to do another problem on this one. All right. 2v minus 4. Have me some fun tonight. Yeah. All right, I'm just writing it on the tablet or writing the problem down, hopefully correctly. All right. All right, negative 2 and 2. That is negative 4v. Negative and a negative. Okay, that equals a positive. 4 times 2 is 8. All right, plus 4v equals, and then we're combining these like terms right here. So that actually cancels out that, and it's going to be 8 equals on the left side. So on the right side, 4 plus, and distribute the 2 into the parentheses. So the 2 and the 4, 2 times 2 is 8. So it's 8v. And then the 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. And then we're combining these like terms. Alright, so that's going to be negative 2 plus 8v. Now, what we're going to do is add the 2 on both sides. So that's going to be 10 equals 8v. Now we're going to divide that 8 on the other side. Alright, so v is going to equal 10 divided by 8, which equals 5 over 4. And let's hope that it's correct. 5 over 4. Checking. Yay! Correct. Alright. Let me see how much time I have. Alright, almost an hour completed. Alright, let me just read what the next one is going to be about and then check my progress. Alright, this last name is Algebra and Geometry Review, Factoring and Quadratic with Leading Coefficient 1. Alright, let's check it. So we're factoring on this one now. To factor z squared plus 8z plus 12 means to write it as the following multiplication. Alright, we're doing the opposite, right? We're gonna unfoil it so that we have two parentheses. So we know the answer to our problem, but we need to know how to get it. To do so, we'll think about what we get if we use FOIL. We set up our work as shown to the right. Okay, so it's teaching you how to unfoil it. We leave space for the first terms and the last terms that we will fill in. Alright, the first terms must multiply to z squared. So the first terms must both be z. So z and z. The last terms must multiply to plus 12 and add to 8. So we're looking at the 8 and 12. Alright. To factor it. So plus 12, positive 12 and positive 8 are they're both positive. So the signs of the last terms are plus and plus. So they're gonna plug in a plus and plus here. We need two whole numbers that multiply to 12 and add to 8. So 12 and 1, so it's just giving us a bunch of them, right? 12 and 1, alright. So the two whole numbers need to multiply to 12. So 12 times 1 is equal to 12, but they both, when you fold it, it has to equal this over here. The last terms must be 6 and 2. Checking the answer. It's not really showing you how to get there, huh? Check this answer. We can use FOIL to verify that this over here, like the answer is correct. So it's basically like checking your work. But I'm gonna show you guys the Xbox method, or actually just the X method. We can use FOIL to verify this so our answer is correct. This is just to check your answer. So I'm gonna teach you real quick for anyone who does not know how to factor. Alright, so we have, let's go to the top. We have z squared plus 8z plus 12. Alright, so when it says factor, alright, and it gives you three terms, just on the right side, I'm gonna make a big ol' X. And then I'm gonna think the same thing as it says here. We need to think about two terms that multiply to 12 and add to 8. Alright, so the first term right here, the coefficient is 1, and for the last one, it's 12, right? So we have to, what's it called? Multiply. 12 times 1 is 12. So the top is going to be 12 on the x. Alright? So basically, fucking A times C is on the top over here. Now, B, alright, B is right here, and B has to go to the bottom. Alright, so 8 right here. Also, because it's given right here, but I'm showing you how to get it without all this. Like, it's not showing you or telling you, like, the last two terms must multiply to 12 and 8. So 12 is on top, 8 is on the bottom. That's how you get it from, like, if this right here was by itself. Alright? If this part was by itself. Alright. Now we have the 12 on top, 8 on the bottom. We need two terms that multiply to 12. Okay? Two terms here and here. They must multiply to 12. But when you add them together, it equals the bottom. Alright, so what two things multiply each other? Alright, and then we're going to use the different combinations right here. So 12 and 1. Let's see. 12 times 1 does equal 12, but if you add them together, it does not equal 8. So it can't be 12 and 1. Alright. We know 6 and 2 is the correct answer, but we're going to try 4 and 3. So if we put 4 and 3, alright, yes, they do multiply to 12. 4 times 3 is 12. Let's see the bottom. What is 4 plus 3 equals 7, and that does not equal 8. So it can't be that one. Alright, now we're going to try the correct answer that we already know because it's given. Alright, 6 and 2. Alright, so 6 times 2 is 12. Alright, now let's check the bottom with 6 plus 2. 6 plus 2 is 8. So it checks both the boxes. Now that we know we have 6 and 2 as the variables, alright, now you could create the two parentheses, alright, the parentheses. Hopefully there's enough room. Actually, let's make it bigger or longer. That's what she said. Here and here. Alright. So, to get z squared, we're looking at this one right here. To get z squared, basically when you're what's the opposite of squaring? Square rooting. So you have basically just put z in the front on both parentheses, right? Z times z is z squared. Alright. Now, they're both positive numbers right here, right? So, they're both positive, so it makes it super easy. They're both positive. So that means you put a plus in the parentheses right after the z. Alright, it would be different if it was -2, then the second parentheses. Alright, so first off, if you written the 6 on the left side, it's on the left side over here, right? That means it's going to go on the left parentheses. So this digit, goddamn eraser. So the 6 is going to go in the first one right here. There's so many arrows and I'm confusing you guys, so I'm going to erase the fucking arrows over here on the left side. Basically, the 6 goes on the left parentheses and the 2 goes on the right parentheses. If it was a -2, then instead of it being z minus 2, I mean z plus 2, instead of it being z plus 2, it would be z minus 2. If this was the answer, alright? But it's not, so we're not going to do that. Alright. So 6 is going to go over here on the first set. And then this 2 is going to go on the second set right here. 2. Alright. So the answer is right. Actually, let's erase this arrows right here. This is the answer right here. That's how we got the answer. Z plus 6 and Z plus 2 in parentheses right there. Alright. There's the Xbox method. I don't need to do the box. I just do that in my head. That part, I just do it in my head. It's pretty fucking easy. Now that, like, when we get further into, like, the factoring and shit, there's gonna be, like, a different type of problem. I'll show you when we get there. But just remember this fundamentally. Alright. I'm probably going to go over it again on next video. Towards the beginning of next live stream. I may or may not. I don't know. That's if I don't remember to, like, tell everyone, alright, watch the ending of the last video because I explained how to do this. Or I could just start and then show them with a different problem and not use this one. Yeah, I'll do that instead. Alright, because I'm gonna probably most likely explain it anyways. Alright, we're almost out of time here. Let's go to home. Alright, so you see that? We got 32 total done. We got 26 mastered and 6 learned. Alright, so the learned ones are, there's like little slashes in it. They're not mastered yet. The solid ones are mastered. So 26 mastered, 6 learned, 649 remaining. So it does subtract from the big ass number 681 if I learn it or master it. Alright. 17% on A, 15% on B, and we got 2% completed on here. Alright, timeline. I've done six lessons today. Alright. Alright, let's see what else. Let's go to review worksheet reports. Alright, 4.7% completed. I have an hour and 15 minutes so far today. 6 topics learned. Progress knowledge check, December 28th, December 9th. Alright, so this is the one where I put, like, I don't know shit. This only like 3 of them I put I do not know. And then ended up skipping a few. Anyways, view full report. Monday. Alright. This week I did it 3 days. I did, okay, an hour and 40 minutes right here. 2 hours 23 minutes here. 1 hour and 15 minutes this day. Okay. You get to see your analytics when you do this shit. Alright, 32 out of 681. Alright. All right, everyone, that's gonna be it for this live stream. Make sure you guys subscribe, follow, and yeah, you'll be able to see me live on Twitch, on Kick, on YouTube, and Rumble. If you guys miss me live and you guys are on Kick and Twitch, you guys go to my YouTube or Rumble, and you guys will be able to see the videos. They're all like saved and put into organized into a playlist, and I'll show you guys. YouTube. All right, YouTube view my live stream. Okay, so Teleco760 is my YouTube channel. Oh, I'm almost to 1,000 subscribers, you guys. So make sure you guys subscribe. Subscribe. All my links: Rumble, Twitch, Kick, Discord. Tip me if you want. You guys don't have to. All right, and then you guys can see it on my past live streams right here. And then playlists, I'm gonna put this video into learning STEM pre-calculus on Aleks, and I'm gonna put it into, let's see if I can see it. I'm gonna put it into this one right here, from gamer to engineer live streams, because all this is like my journey to becoming an engineer, and obviously I'm a gamer. This is before I went to school. I was just playing a bunch of. Look at all these playlists. They're just all gameplays. Anyways, alright. Also on Rumble. Alright, so let's go to Rumble. See, I'm live right here. The videos are right here. Now, I don't know how to, if I could do any playlists or anything, so I don't know how that works. Twitch. Here's my Twitch channel. Let's see, go to my channel. Click here. Alright, let's see. About. Schedule videos. How the hell do I see how many? Oh, I got 112 followers here. And then Kick. On Kick, I have. Let me pause the live stream. 14 followers. Alright, so I got 14 followers. And I got some videos on there. They get deleted after like 2 weeks or some shit. Anyways, that's the 4 channels that I multi-stream on. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching, you guys. Likes, dislikes, comments down below. Alright. Alright, later.